Recreation Advisory Board meeting for September 24th, 2025. I'd like everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I would note that this meeting will be live streamed via Zoom. For those who wish to attend virtually, a recording of the session will be made available on YouTube after the fact. Roll call on my left, please.
Jason Sapoznik.
Jeff Williams.
Chad Krebs.
Eddie Mara.
Rick Castranio.
Thank you. We do not have a quorum. We cannot do any action on the meeting minutes, so we'll have to hold those to next month. Chairman's announcements. We do have a new manager. Rick, are you going to want to talk about that when your turn comes?
Not really.
Okay. We have a new manager starting on October 6th. Thank you. Public comments. All right, commissioners, Rick, anything you'd like to share?
Just that we're going through the budget right now, so the Park and Rec will be, I don't know the exact date, in a week or so.
I think it's the 5th or 6th.
All right. Could you kind of let this board know? I appreciate it. No? Okay. Thank you. Chad?
October 9th. Is
Thank
the
you.
park budget meeting at
Right.
2:30.
Your report, Chad?
Yeah, first, me and Eddie went to the NRPA conference last week, so we had good time, good sessions, met some people, hung out with some people from Pennsylvania, saw Tiffany. Had to go,
what?
saw Tiffany, had to go all the way to Florida to see Tiffany.
Yeah, I heard about that. Okay.
Just some update on some projects. The train viewing platform's open. One thing, obviously, there's only 2 of you, but if we want to reschedule the grand opening for that, if there's interest to do that, that kind of came about because Operation Lifesaver that was helping us wanted to do that event. They still showed up that day anyway. They asked if it was okay. I said it shouldn't have been a problem. So if we want to actually do a ribbon cutting grand opening, kind of get your guys' feedback.
We do not have a quorum, but Mr. Sapoznik?
I think it's still a good idea.
I think we need to do it. We were there today briefly. I've talked to a number of people there and they're very favorable. So I think we need to put it in the public eye and
I'll send an email out to
Okay.
the rest of the members and we'll try to pull a date. The trails connections down at Winding Hill were completed. The open space at Winding Hill was completed. That opened up about 5 more acres of parkland. There's a trail that wraps around that. We have that trail closed for now until we get some grass growing, just so it doesn't turn into a muddy mess. Grantham Pond is probably 75–80% completed. The pipes in, the pond's actually done. They're working on the pier right now. The plan that last I heard was early next week, they're going to turn the water on. And
okay.
from calculations, it should take 4 to 5 days to fill up.
Yeah, I tucked my head in there today and they were working on the pier. It looked good.
Yeah, so
Anything else, sir?
nope, that's it.
Eddie?
The only thing I have is for the Fall Fest. Once again, it's Friday, 4 to 9. Pretty much same thing as last year, with the exception of a drone show at 8 p.m. That's all set and ready to go. They're going to be there around 2 p.m. to set up, get all the perimeters closed off and get the drones on the ground and do a couple test runs and stuff. Our live vehicle rescue extraction will be at 6. Emergency light display will be at 6:30 and 7:30. And as I said, the drone show at 8. we'll shut some of the lights off facing Winding Hill Park South to make sure everyone has a clear view of the sky. Rain seems to be holding off for the night. We're also going to have a petting zoo that's new for this year with pony rides and feeding the animals as well. Pony rides are free. Feeding the animals will be like $1 or so. Lane Lebo with McBick was able to get about 150 pumpkins to have the kids paint during the Fall Fest. And they'll be doing a couple other games as well. And another new thing for this year is the community resource vendors area, a helicopter, which we're not really holding our breath on anymore. We haven't seemed to have had any luck the past 2 years with getting a helicopter. Reached out to multiple and pretty much just keep getting the runaround. And then the history tent as well, which will be getting set up first thing Friday morning with the display that's out here in the hallway and a couple other pictures and whatnot. And that's pretty much all I have.
Thank you. And thanks to the committee and Alexis for all the extra work you've done with that. Kind of suddenly. Nice job. All right, Mechanicsburg. Tiffany, what's going on? Thank you for the report.
There we go. You're welcome. Like I'm echoing. All right, my highlights. So gave you guys a report for the August programs. August was a slower month for us. We're closing out summer, starting in the fall. So there aren't very many listed. But on like last time I was here, we talked about the indoor pool and how we started our registration. So I'm excited to report that we have 60 participants already registered for swim lessons in October. So I'm really excited that we now have the indoor pool and we'll be able to get some students in the water. We are going to have a table at the Fall Festival, so hopefully we'll see everybody stop by. We're looking forward to it. And Chad took my thunder, but was down at RPA in Florida. Some really great sessions, just listening to different speakers. I will even highlight, because I'm a basketball fan, that there was a previous WNBA basketball official that was there and was speaking. She's now a recreation director. So it was really fun to hear her stories and her feedback and how her department's going. And we are starting to work on programs for January to May already. So it's wild that we haven't even really started fall and we're already planning. So we're excited for the next season and getting ready. Anybody have any questions?
Questions?
All right.
All right. I want to say something about the National Recreation and Parks Association Conference, which moves around the country. When we send staff to that for staff training, it has some real benefits for our citizens, for our taxpayers. First of all, we have staff that are nationally certified. Our director is a certified park and recreation and park professional. It is a difficult test to take, and it requires 2.0 CEUs every 2 years. That's 20 contact hours, meaning training. And this national conference can get you a lot of those credits. It is also a refresher for staff that are, particularly now that we're into special events and high pressure situations, a little bit more than we were before. It's a morale booster. It is something where you can catch your breath. The third thing is that you make contacts. When I talk to people, it's not anything that I know. It's the people I know around the country that I've met through the National Recreation Park Association. And like Mr. Krebs said, that they met down at conference, that you can go back to and ask questions about. You find out what other agencies are doing. Do we expect our staff to constantly come up with these great, innovative, new ideas? Yeah, but a lot of times they can get stuff from other places, and they have people they can contact with and be a resource to, so they can contact them if they have a particular problem, particularly in Pennsylvania. So to me, It is critical tax money spent. It's very valuable to send them. And I'm glad that you all went. And I'm glad, very proud that we support them. Thank you. All right, now we're moving on to, I know, I'm coming. Birdtown. By the way, I have the blue heron is back in our yard.
Oh, very nice.
It's very nice thinning our goldfish population.
So at our last Birdtown meeting, we finalized our volunteer schedules for Fall Fest and for the Bird Walk. We're gonna have a couple of volunteers there too. We also have volunteers slated for our October 28th event, which is the Birds of Prey presentation, which is gonna happen here at the Township Building. It's Hawk Mountain Sanctuary. They're gonna bring live birds of prey into the building. So it should be pretty cool. We got some interest from a Boy Scout troop, so we're hoping to fill it up. Speaking of Boy Scouts, I just reached out to Julie Ross, basically through Julie Roth to the Boy Scouts, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. But we're gonna see if anybody would be interested in maybe planting a garden for their Eagle Scout project or doing something like building a birdhouse or a bird structure or something like that. So that's something that we discussed. And then, yeah, in 2026, we're thinking about mimicking the structure of the speaker series here and having a speaker on like native plants or birds, something like that. So that's it for Birdtown right now.
Great job. Thank you. All right, we're going to park assignments. Nick can't be here. Neither can Lauren, Christine, Jessica, or Dan. So we will do with what we have. Country Estates looks pretty much the same. McCormick has a road closure because they're repairing the washout, I guess, from a storm a while back. But people are still there, just sitting in their cars, enjoying the water at lunch. I've been a number of different times a day. Generations, somebody else's, but I've been there. I did talk with a young lady driving through 2 days ago, who was there by herself. She was not worried about walking by herself, but she only lives a couple minutes away. And you're seeing a lot of use of the trails. There is, and her question to me was, are they going to finish the trails over on the, is it north side maybe? I'm not sure. What about the rest of the trails? Because, you know, it's not done yet. And I thought that was interesting because it was unsolicited by me. So that's a nice vote. Hopefully we get that grant. The dog park's a dog park. You know, people are rotating in and out. I've never heard a bad comment. So we've done a little bit of work on the message board where I can put up a calendar of events from the township now that we're doing special events. I've created a space for that. And when we get time, not this week, maybe we'll get something to put up there. Or maybe Carmen can show me how to print off what you already put out. And that's all I have on that. Jason, what do you see?
When I went by Miller's Crest, it was, you know, it's in good shape, just quiet. And, you know, Friendship, our sorry.
Shy?
Well, no, like I'm getting my parks out of order. So Kosher was all right. What I did, and then when I drove by Fisher, there was some baseball going on with it before it started raining. But today, when it started raining, I went by all the parks again to see the pavilions and how they're doing, and there was no leaks in any of them. I figured it was a good time to go by the parks and see if the pavilions are leaking, and nope. So that's good. But Other than that, all the parks are in good shape.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very nice driving through our parks, seeing them used and used well by a variety of people.
Oh, they're batting practice in the rain at Fisher today. Their dad with his kids were out there taking reps in the rain, so they're gonna be the ones that keep on playing.
All right, old business, 2025 events. Is that Eddie?
So I already went over the Fall Fest prematurely. So there's the map up there of the Fall Fest. Pretty much, once again, just like it has been in the past 2 years, other than the few new things that I've gone over already. The drone show, once again, has gotten a lot of attention in past several weeks, and there will be 304 drones in the air. The show will be about 12 minutes long, give or take a few seconds, and it will have some music going along with the several different pictures that are being formed up in the sky. The rest of the events for this year that we are still in the works are pretty much the last Food Truck Friday, which will be October 24th. And then the final event for the year will be the tree lighting at Winding Hill North, November 30th from 5 to 6:30. Pretty much mimicking last year's event. We thought it was pretty successful for the short amount of time it was. We did shorten it half an hour, only because as soon as the tree was lit last year, the park pretty much cleared out, and it was a ghost town for the last half hour. So we'll be lighting a tree at 6 p.m. this year, and then the event's going to be over 6:30. So
Yeah, last year was really good. Budget 2026.
Yeah, like we talked about at the beginning, we're starting our budget meeting, so I'm just gonna go over this briefly, and then next meeting, I should have a full report on all the numbers and everything. So some of the items that we're gonna be discussing are capital improvement fund, which we already had that meeting for. We're looking to finish Grantham Pond, the phase 2. This year was the pond rehabilitation and the pier, and then next year will be the parking lot and trails. It got split up because we couldn't get the permitting for the whole project at one time. We're equipment wise, we're looking to get another UTV so we can put it at Fisher and then move one of our older pieces down to Generations, just so we have a piece of equipment down there to run around in. And then a couple small attachments for just some upkeep that we're planning on doing for Generations as well. Our Fund 38, our park improvement fund, we're looking to do the meadows. We should be able to do all that in-house, so it'll be mostly seed costs and probably some fertilizer, but the bird watching, butterfly, and quiet meadows that are all encased in trails right now, we're looking to establish those or start establishing them. Along with that, at Winding Hill North and South, between the railroad tracks and the parking lot, that all kind of is growing up with weeds under PPLs right away. So I'd like to get that mowed down and kind of do some type of pollinator or wildflower mix in there, something to make it look a little nicer and help out with our bird town initiatives. I did reach out to PPL to see if we can get some money from them since it's in there right away. Our contact has now left, so see if I can get it passed along. Ashcombe Connecting Trail, we finally got that through engineering, so I'm still working with the developer in Monroe. That's a stone trail we're proposing to go from Ashcombe Development to West Shore E-Free to connect all that to their trails. The metal shade umbrellas that we have down at Winding Hill, they seem to be a big hit. It's nice because there isn't a whole lot of shade down there right now. Since we've been doing the Food Truck Fridays, we've been putting some of our picnic tables in the middle of the playground in that large walkway, and people seem to flock to it. So we kind of want to mimic what we have down there and put a couple more up through the center. The dog park, since we extended the lease now out so far, we'd like to do something a little more permanent with shade structures down there. They obviously definitely get used, and there's always been some, whether or not how long the dog park would exist, but I think the new lease is 25 years. Reoccurring, we've always been budgeting for trees, benches, and fencing just for additions. Our 53 fund, which was new last year, is kind of our replacement and fund with, just upkeep and major repairs. The shades on the playground at Whining Hill, they're about half-life of the playground. They're kind of getting a little frail and dirty, so we'd like to replace them. Continuing with acrylic coatings on the courts. The finished tennis courts have been in now for 7 years, and that coating's starting to crack a little bit, so we'd like to redo that. And then Trout Run basketball court is our last basketball court to coat. Fisher and Rose Garden, our oldest basketball courts. We try to paint the backboards and poles every year. The ones at Fisher and Rose Garden are starting to get a little too rusty, that we're a little concerned with how long they're gonna hold up, so we'd like to replace them. The chain link fencing inspections and repairs, with so much chain link that we have, especially around the sports fields, and it get beat up. About 2 years ago, we started having a contractor come in and do inspections and tidy up anything that was loose or that needed replacement. Probably one more round of picnic table replacements. We still have some of the old wooden ones at Whining Hill and Fisher. I think this should be the last round of getting all aluminum ones for all of our parks with them. The Fisher concession restroom building, we're looking to do a roof replacement on that. That's starting to leak a little bit in a couple areas. I think that building was last done in like the 90s. So that's up for that one. Put a metal roof on like we did all our other buildings. And then like we did at Fisher and Friendship, we'd like to epoxy coat the floors at Whining Hill North and South in the restrooms. That makes cleaning a lot easier and keeps some of the stains and stuff down. So just a quick overview with money wise, like I said, we're still going through some of the budget meetings. So next month I can give revenues and all our projected incomes and all that, but this is just the expenses. Like I said, we already went over our general fund. That's our everyday maintenance, our rec agreement with the school district, employees. So that's at $1,082,292. It's about 30,000 more than it was last year. Our capital expenditures, which is equipment, and then the Grantham Pond projects, 455,500. Our park improvement fund, there's 100,500. That was some of the smaller projects. The 39 park development fund, that's our fund that we get our rec fees in when new developments come up. That fund's been a lot less active over the last few years. Our last largest expense out of that was probably Friendship Playground. I think there's still about 200,000 in there, but we're not proposing any projects out of that fund for this year, or for next year, excuse me. And then our 53 park escrow fund for our replacement projects and stuff like that would be 108,000.
Questions? Sir?
Jim Cochran, 384 Allison. I didn't notice any park benches. Are we going to be putting park benches out at Generations?
So we did there's like 9 of them out there right now.
Are there 9 now?
They're just like sitting there. They were some of the ones we replaced at Whining Hill when we went
Right.
to the new, like, heavier duty metal ones. So, and then the benches, we have 15,000 every year that we just keep buying them, and then we just keep trying to get them. Like, we have, I think, 8 at our building right now. We didn't get put in yet.
And will we be putting like a Jiffy Joint out there for people?
Yeah, that's out there too.
That's 2?
Yep.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's there, and there's a couple trash cans out there.
Thank you.
Chad, I want you to take a look at the rec fee fund, because in the municipality's planning code only gives you a certain amount of years to spend rec fees. You can't just bank them.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we should have an accounting. It used to be 3, and I think they bumped it up to
I
more,
think
but
it's 3.
yeah, I don't know if that changed, but
Yeah, I'll definitely look
you
into it.
can't just hold it. You got to spend it.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a couple of requests from people at the dog park for another couple of benches, but we can talk about that since there's a little bit of money left in the dog park fund. Okay? Anything else?
I guess the only other thing that I didn't include in here that has come up a couple times, one of our other funds, we have a bond out for the parks right now. That's our 21 fund. I didn't include it because our plan is to use the rest of that money with the Grantham project this year. So.
Okay. Thank you. Generations, the bird walk coming up, which my wife and I are signed up for. Woo-hoo is right. We're ready. That's you.
I can talk about the bird walk. So one of the walks starts at 8:30, one starts at 9:30. We are full up. So I closed off registration last week and I'm just hoping people don't just show up because we can't have 100 people on a nature walk. It's not, kind of goes contrary to the whole purpose of the event. So my hope is that people don't just decide to show up without registering. I think I made it as clear as possible that registration is required. We will check your, like you'll have to say whatever email address you registered with. We did get a couple of families and a lot of couples, so that is that. What? Oh, I think 9 for the 8:30 AM and then 11 for the 9:30 AM. And Stephen, the guide asked me to cap it between 10 and 12. So that's that.
Okay. Nice job with that. I know it took a lot of effort. And we have a pro doing it with kind of, I'd like to
The
see,
photographer will also be there for both walks, so.
I'd like to see that. All right, last month we did have a proposal from Judy Bailey that I copied all of the board on for a citizen-driven series of nature walks, bird walks through Generations Park. And although it wasn't stated, I think she was looking for support from this board. We don't have a forum tonight, but we probably have some input on that. Do you want to comment on that?
Well, just as I said last month, I have no reservations about a citizen and some friends getting together in the park to do a permitted activity, walking in the park, a group of dog walkers at Generations. You can do Pilates, yoga, whatever you want in the park, but I don't think the township, like the taxpayers don't need to fund any of that. We have professionals that are gonna be doing a bird walk. If it's something that has community, and clearly this walk does because registration, boom, boom, which, it's encouraging, but then it tells me that we can do another event and find professionals to lead a group of people rather than just a citizen. And, there's the liability, what if someone gets hurt? It's just if the township's gonna be behind something, we need to be 100% behind something, not just, advertising something for somebody else.
We are planning future walks in the spring. All right, professionally led. All right. We don't have a quorum, so this is my opinion. First, it's a well-written proposal. I love the fact that citizens would step forward to bring other citizens into the park. It's a new park. And hopefully when the trails are done, you'll have access to even more of the natural beauty that is there. But I have concerns, and they are specifically, first, that I don't know the qualifications of, Judy Bailey submitted this, and I don't know the qualifications of those folks. It wasn't in the proposal. I do like the fact that they just want to take folks through the park. Secondly, there is the issue of she is a candidate for commissioner. If this board recommends support for this at this time, I feel personally, just speaking for myself and not the board, that it is inappropriate and that it implies, and perception is huge in public service and government, it implies that the township, if they are involved, endorses her in some fashion. Third, and this is a big thing, is that this would come back on the township staff to register folks for walks 2 times a week. And they're pretty stressed as it is. We are short-staffed, folks. And I want to compliment Alexis again for handling 2 jobs for the last 90 days or whatever it is. And that's who it would fall to register people. And twice a week, that is not, that just doesn't make sense. So at this time, for those reasons, I'm not encouraging any action on this. We can't take any action on this. Ms. Bailey sent me an email 2 days ago, I believe, that after I reached out to her, reminding her that we'd be here tonight, and she was on the agenda, that she could not make it. It wasn't convenient. Oh, that's fine. I don't know what goes on in folks' lives, but there's nobody to speak for the program. So I'm just going to leave it out there. I think any citizen that wants to get a group of people together and take them through the park, I support that. But for right now, we have no ability as a board to take any action anyway, but I'm not sure we would go along with that. That's difficult to say because people stepping forward for parks is a good thing. So that's all I have to say about that. Anything else, sir?
No, that sums it up.
You'll leave me hanging out. Okay. Anything else? Any new business? Sir?
Jim Cochran again, and I just wanted to make note that I handed out a copy to the board members here. Hampton Township is announcing a new park they're building. It's 18 acres. And it's interesting because it's going to include pickleball, which we have, and we're going to be growing some more pickleball at Generations. 2 dog areas, which we already have. 2 basketball courts, which we have basketball courts at 2 different locations. And outdoor fitness equipment, which we got some pushback on, I think, when we first announced the outdoor fitness equipment. Now they're following up with that. And the only thing they're doing that we don't currently have, it appears to be a turf field for multi-use at the same location. It was in the August 28th edition of Penn Live, and it's called the Park at Smith Drive, in case anyone wants to look it up. So they're trying to catch up to us. I think they've got a ways to go.
Thank you. We are the leaders. You guys laughing over there, but it's true. I've had a conversation with the director there, Mike Erno, and offered him information we had from our dog park and what the committee and members of this board had collected 8 years ago. And so he has that offer out there. We have a number of people from Hampton Township that have registered for our dog park, as well as several other municipalities in the area. So that's a tribute to what we do here. That's fine. I wish them luck with that. I see a lot that they're trying to do. Anything else for the good and welfare? Thank you, folks. Good night.